Hi, it's Gab and Dad. Back.
I'm Dad.
That's Dad. I'm Gab. We're back with the movie review. Another revenge.
John Wick.
John Wick.
Wait, why did they pick that name, John Wick?
Well, that's his name.
But why did they call him John Wick?
Because as soon as you hear the name, you know all you need to know. So what do we need to know?
What do we need to know? Well, the film is a very simple film in some respects. It is about a retired hitman whose wife dies, and he's trying to kind of hold his retired hitman life together. But then a bad thing happens to him, and he wishes to seek revenge, and boy, does he seek revenge. I'm not certain how many people were killed in this film, but certainly over 100.
You can't keep count. No.
You can't keep count.
No.
And so it's a very simple story.
Yeah.
And
not an original story.
Right, not original. You've seen it all before. Keanu Reeves plays John Wick, and he's really pretty much the only character that counts in this. All the rest get all the other.
Well, that's why it's called John Wick.
They all get everybody else gets killed.
Yeah. No spoilers there, but there's a colorful background cast, side characters, many of which are played by notables like Willem Dafoe, just off the top of my head,
yes.
And even names you might not know, but faces, and really colorful, as I say, and really enjoyable, like really scenery-chewing and charismatic side characters that I think add a lot to it. I mean, Keanu Reeves isn't exactly the most charismatic leading man,
no.
Although he's good for this, but I mean, just this focused,
he has
driven...
He has one expression on his face, a scowl.
But he only never
leaves him.
He only has one purpose in this film, which is a
kill.
purpose to scowl about. So it's kind of appropriate. And I really think just the way he looks, his scowling face and his physicality, and he wears these nice suits most of the time, and the way he's shot, I enjoyed this character as a very surface kind of character. Obviously, you don't plumb the depths of psychoanalysis. But I really liked Keanu Reeves as this character. You're on his side. You want to see him kick ass, and that's really all it's about.
I basically think this film has nothing to recommend it. It has no plot. The characters are one-dimensional. It's got some thumping music that's not particularly appealing.
This is where you're showing your age.
The only reason to watch it is if you like seeing people killed.
In very choreographed
way.
Shows.
The only possible slight redeeming feature of the film is it has a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek quality.
A little bit?
Well, I think only a little bit. I just cannot imagine what demographic, to use that horrible word, the filmmakers thought they were appealing to. What is it, teenage boys, is it? I don't know.
Should name but a few. I mean, it appeals to this demographic. I thought this was a lot of fun. It is about only one thing, very shallow characters, and that's the point. And very tongue-in-cheek. It does not take itself seriously, unlike...
It's not too long. It's a fairly short film, which is a good feature of it.
Which is a good feature of it, but I enjoyed all of it. I mean, the thumping music, the soundtrack, the way it's shot, it's very music video-ish, which... Talk about demographics. Of course, is going to appeal to the younger demographic.
There's nothing
but
interesting
it was fun.
In
It
this
was just visceral. It was a great sort of vicarious. Yes, if you like to see people shot in the head, but the way the fights were choreographed, it was not your simple everyday kind of executions. A lot of it was really intricately, beautifully shot. Keanu Reeves pulls it off. He's an excellent action star. He's very believable.
Wait a minute, believable?
Yeah.
What do you mean he's believable?
Did it look like it was a stuntman doing it?
How much experience have you had with kind of big-time hitman?
I've had a lot of experience with Keanu Reeves. He's my sort of back-in-the-day
Matrix,
crush.
Right?
Yeah, way before Matrix. I'm talking back in the Bill and Ted days of my teenage years. I've always liked Keanu Reeves. And he's just...
How old is he now?
He pulls off some of it is almost ballet-like, some of the choreography.
Oh, no,
It is. The fight scenes are excellent.
I don't go and see this film.
No, if you like this kind of thing, and you'll know if you do or not, you know what I'm saying. You will enjoy this film. The soundtrack, the way it's shot, the cast of characters. It's a lot of fun. It doesn't pretend to be anything else other than what it is.
Nothing to keep the mind alive.
It's not supposed to keep the mind alive. It's a much more primal, and that was the point of it. It's not trying to be anything it's not, and it's really good at what it is.
Really good at what it is, but what it is nothing, and it's really good at that, I suppose.
It's a lot of fun, and if you like this kind of film, you should see it in the theater on a big screen with big sound. It's not a throwaway in this genre. It does it justice, and it was a lot of fun for what it is. I mean, comparing it to The Equalizer, which is our last review.
I prefer The Equalizer.
Really?
Yes.
That was trying to be something and it didn't deliver. This delivered on exactly what it was supposed to be.
Well, it delivered on what it promised, but it promised virtually nothing. So it's easy to deliver.
Maybe that's the key.
How many gaps?
That's where I go wrong. I'm going to give it 3 3/4 gaps.
2.5 dads.
All right. Well, I mean, this is definitely where the Gab and Dad generation divide comes into play.
No, it's nothing to do with generations.
It totally
has to do
does.
with recognizing.
You're too old.
It has to do with recognizing rubbish when you see it.
I know rubbish when I see it.
Goodbye, folks.
Goodbye.